Pick an industry where you can play long-term games with long-term people. Now, this is very important because most of us are playing short-term games, and as our attention span is getting decreased because of the 2020 lockdown and all, we started watching TikToks, Instagram Reels. The attention span of humans is decreasing every single day. Right now, our current attention span on a website is 4 seconds. Do you know that? Even when you are looking at videos, observe carefully that you just only judge a video for 2 to 3 seconds, and if you don't like that, you just skip it. You'll watch something else. Or when you start reading a book, if you don't like the first page or the second page, you just stop reading it. It's very dangerous how less attention span we are getting. And because of that, we are becoming short-term thinkers. Now, short-term thinkers want to get profit as early as possible, but I can assure you, I've tried to play those games, it doesn't end well. If you want to earn wealth, if you want to build a wealth, or a system that builds wealth for you, you have to play long-term games with the long-term people. That means that even if you're getting lost for like few months, you're not earning well, but you are building strong relationships with strong people who can help you grow in long term. Do that. Just do that. Don't try to loot people. Don't try to just steal people's money, because it will not work in the long time. As I've said, be an entrepreneur. Don't be a thief. The internet has massively broadened the possible spaces of careers, man. Most people haven't figured this out. If I tell you 10 years ago that podcasting is going to be a job, or esport is going to be a job, or commentating on esport is going to be a job, you would have laughed me out of the room, because no one wants to believe that. Because in before internet, whatever I'm doing right now wouldn't be possible. Right now, I'm a digital copywriter. I write for companies who want to sell their products online. This was not a job 15 years ago. They just came because of internet. Internet has produced this massive leverage based on what thousands of people, even millions of people, are trying to feed off. Now, play iterated games. All returns in life, whether in wealth, relationships, knowledge, come from compound interest. What is compound interest? If you look at it, there are two kinds of graphs in life. One is called the linear graphs, in which the more amount you are spending, the more time you're giving, the more returns you are getting, right? It's linear. If you put out 8 hours of work, you'll get paid 8 hours of money. If you put 10 hours of work, you'll get 10 hours of money. Let's say I'm a content writer who's getting paid 1,000 rupees per hour. If I'm working 10 hours, I'll get 10,000 rupees. If I'm working 5 hours, I'll get 5,000 rupees. So these are not iterated games. Understand this. This is the linear game. But when you lose all the connection to the time, when you just charge people because of the value that you're providing and not because of the time, you'll started playing iterated games. Iterated games is the one where you have an upgoing journey, in which maybe for the first 10 hours you'll get paid only 10 rupees, but maybe for the next 5 hours you'll get paid 100 rupees, but for the next 5 hours you'll get paid 1,000 rupees, for the next 5 hours you'll get paid 1 lakh rupees. This is called iterated games. We'll discuss more about that. Iteration, Naval talks a lot about this term known as iteration. If you just look in on Google, what does iteration even means? The repetition of a process. Understand, it's not the repetition of an act, but a repetition of a process. Have you looked at an athlete? What does he do? He doesn't just run and keeps running, and the more he runs, the faster he gets. It doesn't happen that way. He runs, he rests, he reassesses, and then he tries again. That's a process. Running, resting, reassessing, and trying again. That's a process. And when you start repeating that process, that's iteration. Build a process for yourself. Let's say you write a blog, then you proofread it, then you underline all the mistakes that you did, you improve it, you post the blog, and then you repeat it. Now, this is iteration, and you'll get compounding effects based on this process. Pick business partners with high intelligence, energy, and above all, integrity. Now, integrity is very important in business. Even if you are picking a co-founder or you're trying to pitch yourself to a company, if you want to get hired for a company, this is one of the most important thing. Integrity. Skills is something people can train you. Energy is something you can develop. Integrity is something that can become permanent in you. Integrity is very, very difficult to just push down on something. If you're a man of integrity, people will want to work with you, even if you are producing less results than other. Let's say I'm working with a company, and I said that at whatever profits you'll get, I'll be paid 10% of it. Sure. And another person will come and say that whatever profits you'll generate, I'll get paid 12% of it. So he's charging more than me, but if he is a man of integrity, if he's someone who will be trusted by the founders, they will pick him and not me. Integrity is one of the most important parts in business. Don't partner with cynics and pessimists. Their beliefs are self fulfilling. Surround yourself with optimistic people. We all know and we have all heard this quote that you are the average of the five people you live with, right? If you live with five optimistic people, you will be optimistic. And if you live with five people who are constantly telling you that you can do it, you will be able to do it. But if you partner with pessimists, if you partner with negative people, they will always tell you why you can't do it. And if they tell you, trust me, you will not be able to do it. It's all about subconscious powers. It's all about what's going on in your mind. Don't partner with them. Learn to sell, learn to build. If you can do both, you'll be unstoppable. Now, when he says building, he does not just mean engineering or coding. It can be anything from supply chain, from architecture, from design. It can be anything that will lead to building of a system, product, environment, marketplace, or a platform. And when he said learn to sell, he doesn't just mean sales. He means copywriting. He means marketing. He means every single thing from communicating, standing up to people, persuasion, negotiation, every single thing. Try to understand what kind of person are you. Do you like building? Do you like selling? I'm the kind of person who likes selling. If you're the person who likes building, do that. If you can do both, no one will be able to stop you. Arm yourself with specific knowledge, accountability, and leverage. These are some very big concepts we'll talk about in the next episode.